Juan-o's world.
My baby mama trippin', she been going through my phone. Tired of me cheating, I can't leave these hoes alone. Hella pics, hella tips on my cash app. It's like, hold up a minute every time that I'm in it. Got the whole room spinning, can't explain how I'm feeling. All day I've been sipping, do you love how I lick it? She like, hold up a minute.
You about to make me.
I ain't playing no games here, saying my name.
Juan-o out now on all platforms. Damn, Juan-o.
This is Leroy. It's like a alter ego that we heard about. Or
why you bringing up Leroy?
Because Leroy been like, I've known you a nice portion of your life.
Okay. I'm not really Leroy, but I'll
That's
play.
why I said alter ego.
Yeah, I'll play Leroy.
Alter
can.
ego.
Yeah, I can be Leroy.
He's a part.
But Leroy didn't come from me.
I'm not saying you are Leroy.
Right. Leroy
not
didn't.
Leroy. Right. First of all,
Leroy came from women.
You always used to be throwing shots at like, oh yeah, Leroy. Oh,
Leroy. Yeah. Leroy bust the stupid dope moves.
Is it a difference between Leroy and sport coat?
Ooh. Kinda. Kinda. See, sport coat.
Tap in, y'all. You know this the 80s baby edition because I already know only certain people gonna know this sport coat. What that mean?
Sport coat is set.
They older than us.
Sport coat is set. Sport coat is what he is, and you know what he is, and he is set for that. That's why you call him sport coat, because you know you can grab him on your way out the door. Leroy is that nigga that offer you spirit flights and nail jobs, but can't pay your bills. He got time to talk to you on the phone and this, that, or whatever, but he don't know how to cut your grass properly.
So what Leroy doing in his free time? Leroy know how to make it happen, but he don't really have time to be around. Explain Leroy. Should guys be how they antennas up on Leroy with their women?
Leroy make no mistake about it. Leroy is the 20% nigga. All the things that you can't do because you doing 80% or 90% or sometimes 99% of everything. Leroy is that nigga doing that 0.5%, that 10%, that 20%.
He making up. So, and what he do matters. So
it really matters to a woman.
She gonna remember, yeah.
It really matters. She ain't gonna remember you fixed her car, paid her car, no car insurance, none of that. She gonna remember Leroy.
She gonna remember who
brought her that steak dinner.
Lunch. Yeah, look, you knew what I was about to say.
When she ain't had no money.
When ain't no telling where Leroy was at, but he pulled up in front of that plant and made sure I got that meal.
Yeah.
He might have even DoorDashed.
He did. He ain't got time to bring it there himself.
All right.
He got to be Leroy. That's Leroy. Leroy
so
is
that. So is Leroy being Leroy to everybody, or he just got...
All women got a Leroy.
Leroy. And what Leroy got? All women?
He got a house you can come to. He may not own it. But you can always... He may not live by himself, but you welcome to pop in there at damn near any time, because Leroy typically ain't taking care of his kids.
He said he not taking care of his
Typically.
Okay.
Not generally or all the time. But Leroy typically is missing out on some of his responsibilities as well.
He has to be, because he pulling out his cape when
Right.
Leroy the man for real. Because at some point you get used to it, or you know, as humans
Leroy the man?
Yeah, because we get used to certain shit, and then we know, oh, he did that because...
That's how a chick makes...
He did that because...
Women be feeling like a woman will leave you for Leroy and be upset in 45 days.
She not going to leave you for Leroy. Leroy going to help you leave your nigga, because guess what? Leroy... First of all...
I'm a good Leroy. Bitch, don't leave your man. Don't do that.
Leroy, if she's stupid, if she leave Leroy for her, Leroy gonna tell you off top that he not gonna be your man. He just gonna be there. You don't catch feelings.
Nah. See, that's what makes the difference between me and other Leroys. Most Leroys is selling the dream. Like, yeah, baby, I would do this and I would do that. And if you was mine, it would be like this.
Nah.
That's because he ain't responsible for the other 80% of shit. But as soon as he's responsible for the other 80% of shit, he ain't going to be able to do his 20%. And he damn sure ain't going to be able to do the 80.
The Leroy, I think I can relate to the type of Leroy you are. I done had a Leroy that may have, hey, he made it happen. I might not have seen him for 2 weeks.
Right, cause see,
but he made it happen. But at the same time, Leroy had me crying in my pillow, and he wasn't even my man.
I just technically fall into the category of being a Leroy, but I'm not Leroy.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly Leroy because I actually.
I feel like for the most part, every guy has a Leroy in them.
Most definitely. Yeah. The same way every woman is holding on to some dude from her past.
I guess I gotta agree.
So like,
which is Leroy? Because Leroy ain't gonna never. He ain't had a reason to leave.
Possibly. Why Leroy got to leave? You getting married? Okay. I'll be here when it's over.
Yeah.
You having kids? Okay. I'll be here. You know, like, you know, Leroy knows you.
Leroy knows you.
Leroy knows you.
Leroy is the one that stresses you out the most too.
Yeah, because Leroy ain't gonna judge you. But you're gonna ask Leroy for things that Leroy know can't neither one of y'all do at that time. But
Leroy gonna turn right around and do everything you ask for, and then as soon as you ask Leroy, or you as women, we have emotions.
Right.
So we can only act like Leroy is Leroy, even though we might have whatever we got going on. Leroy's still doing all this other stuff. So as soon as we maybe, say Leroy or tell Leroy we feel how we feel or whatever, and he remind us, he just Leroy.
Okay.
It sounds toxic is what I'm getting to. Because Leroy know he toxic. And he don't care about being toxic.
But then you end up in a perfect relationship with Mr. Say Yes, and you realize
when Leroy ain't went nowhere. If it was perfect, Leroy wouldn't be a factor. Leroy never went nowhere.
But see, you'll end up in a perfect relationship with Mr. Say Yes, Mr. Light Skin, and you're doing things, and it's not Leroy's fault that Mr. Say Yes is not Mr. Let Me See. You like that let me see. You like that I'll tell you tomorrow. Not because you want to be in suspense, but it exhilarates your femininity to have all these different emotions. Oh, he might got me covered, he might not. So you might have to work it out.
That does not exhilarate us. Either you do or you don't. We don't want to go off the maybe he will or he won't. Are you crazy? Why you think prostitutes make you put the money on the table before they even get in the bed?
True. But all prostitutes had a nigga that offered them to not have to be prostitutes that they turn their back on. The same way
prostitutes deal with top 10 Leroys. They know what's up. They know not to
dealing with
outside of the lineup.
No, prostitutes are dealing with these husbands women compare their boyfriends to.
Huh? Say that again so we all can see.
A prostitute top 5 customers is a lot of y'all husbands.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course. All right.
They are a lot of husbands that us men who don't want to be married get compared to.
Okay, so listen. I'm not gonna. The first thing you would expect a woman to do, like, oh, you don't want to get married. What you mean? Everybody that I know that's married is unhappy, whether it's the woman or the man.
And that's why men don't want to get married because.
And even the ones that are married, like you say, they have. Leroy's to a prostitute. Let's be clear. Because at the end of the day, they only gonna offer you so much.
Them niggas be straight up Johns.
Oh.
That's where the whole time limit come from married niggas. When you paying for pussy, that's where the time limit come from. Because the married nigga wanna come in and he wanna start right
then. Why is the married man unhappy? Even though you've never been married, why do you
what do I get from unhappy married men?
Yeah, because I can kind of tell you what I can get from unhappy married women because I've been around so many. So as a man?
Number one, their wife never loved them in the first place, and they want them to be something they not.
No, I don't agree with that. What if their wife loved them and it turned to a point to after they?
There is not one married man that I know who is not the person he was before he got married. So I know I give you 3 examples of 3 different married dudes I know. One married dude I know was a mama's boy into cars he couldn't afford.
Mm-hmm.
Susceptible to whatever game a woman was running. One dude I know was a dude that lost his parents in his teens, was into clothes and everything flashy. One married dude I know is only into money. All of their wives assisted with their behavior before they got married. And then all of their wives leveraged assisting with their behavior as a reason to why they should be married. Every dude I know that's married has experienced being threatened to be cheated on before walking into being married.
So
there's no nigga
why?
I know.
No, it's a reason why a woman would threaten to cheat or leave a man. You want to know why? Because you put her in that position. She's already been cheated on, or she's already felt.
I don't care. What I'm telling you is
you should care.
That's
why you're not married.
Right.
Yeah. So you talking about
if
I don't care.
If she's threatening to cheat on you, don't marry that bitch. She ain't for marriage.
Even though you just cheated on her, she just found out.
She ain't.
No, you ain't for marriage. You for the earth too. Juan-o's world, you for the whole world.
Duh. And if a woman comes to me knowing all of these things and tell me that she loves me for me.
That's prior to you cheating. When you
cheat
or when you hurt, what are you talking about?
You conflating. If a woman knows who I am, she sees me with the community dick shirt on.
That's different. Most men ain't gonna wear a community. You
are
a rarity. All right. So okay.
Right. So give me my credit for being a rarity.
I just did. I'll give you your flowers while you here.
Right. So if I'm honest with a lady,
on why you even acknowledge community dick, we gotta talk about that.
What you want to know?
The ladies want to know.
What the ladies want to know?
The ladies want to know, why do you promote community dick? Because as women, if a woman says that, or if they use that term or says that to a man, it's supposed to be more so like a man calling a woman a whore, or it's supposed to be like a jab or below the belt.
The ladies
you actually enforce it, or you actually,
the ladies,
boy power, guy power, man
the
power. The
ladies,
He-Man Woman's Haters Club. We want to know.
I'm not a part of the He-Man Woman Hater Club first.
So where does community dick come from?
From the ladies. The ladies promote community dick.
Y'all make us promote. We wouldn't have got it. We got it from no other species walk this world besides males with a dick. We don't have it.
Is we being real?
Yes.
Man, it's a list.
A woman created it.
It's a list of niggas that a lot of bitches just fuck on, that don't try and have no relationship with them because they got good BDRs.
What's a BDR?
Dick report.
All right, y'all.
A BDR is a bad dick report.
This is the zoning and planning section of the community dick manual from Juan-o's world. All right, section 101.
Women out there giving out. 3. Women are out there giving out them dick reports.
We have to.
Women are, but
we have to. We have to give out the dick report.
But what I'm saying is, when you got a man and you fuck with another nigga, right? And you tell your girl about it, y'all, and then she gonna go fuck on that nigga, whether she tell you or not, and y'all creating dick reports for these niggas.
You heard what you just said? She gonna tell you about the nigga she fucking on, but she ain't gonna tell you about her man.
Right.
Right.
So what I'm telling you is, this is what makes it hard to get married, because you got all of these classy women that's giving they pussy away to niggas on the dick report.
And you got all of these men of levels of wherever they at. And they'll go and deal with a woman that's so below the caliber of what they married to, just as like you just explained what women do. So it's the same thing. So
I'm not excusing it, but unless your husband or boyfriend is homosexual, ain't nobody penetrating him. So there is a difference.
I'd rather be cheated on with my man by a woman than a man. So I get all of that. But do you have to cheat?
It's a big difference if I bump into you with a shitty diaper and rub your arm versus me sticking you with a safety pin from a shitty diaper that got shit on it. That's all I'm saying. Now we could argue about everything, but if I rub shit on your arm, you can wash that off. But if from that same diaper I poke you in the arm with that shitty safety pin from the diaper, it's different. I'm not God. I'm not the ultimate scientist. I didn't make it that way. But can we all respect this that way? I'm not judging nobody for what they did with their pussy. I might be judging you for what you want me to do with that pussy after what you did with that pussy.
But as a community and as the CEO spokesperson of Community Dick, why do you choose that type of pussy that you have to come to that conclusion of?
I'm not choosing that type of pussy.
Yeah, clearly so. Because if you basically it's like, you know, at some point she fucking
all
with somebody
pussy
else.
Is up for grabs.
I don't know. That's not true.
All pussy
by who?
All
might be up for grabs for the person that she wants. That's for sure.
Right. So let's be clear. All pussy is up for grabs.
That's just one person though.
No, right. But it's up for grabs.
If it's up for grabs for one person, what's wrong with that? We talking about the community. We talking about your dick being community dick, and you want to keep evading. Like I know why you vote for Trump now.
Why am I voting for Trump?
Because you still haven't answered why you promote.
No, that would be a Kamala thing, and I just laugh.
Anyway, you see how he still did answer ladies. He still wants. He ain't letting us see. This must be G code. This G code, y'all. He ain't.
I'm answering. What you want me to answer?
We want to know.
What you want to know?
How did you take something that was supposed to be a jab and turn it into an empowerment for men? I've seen the T-shirts.
Well, whatever somebody...
The condoms, all of that.
It's all...
So we want to know, what does it do?
It's all energy. There is no power. There is no electricity. The different... What creates electricity is the difference in electrical pressure. So you giving me a negative and me being positive.
You're not being positive. Sometimes a negative gives you a better surge than a positive. Let's just get right down to it. Like you say, she might be married and it's boring.
No.
But she run to Leroy because he's a negative nigga. She know he got all this going on, but he got good dick, and she just gonna deal with that for the most part.
The only thing that gives you power is the difference in pressure. There is no power without the difference in pressure.
Right.
Leroy is gonna apply a different type of pressure to that pussy.
And that's what I just said.
Women get tired of, and Leroy dick may not even be that good. But women get tired of being a woman has a lot of different brains. She has a lot of different feelings. If you can't excite them all, inspire them all, touch them all, she's eventually gonna look a different way. And if she knows you're gonna say yes, she know you walking through the door at 6:30. She know you gonna, you know what I'm saying? She know you gotta get in the shower before you fuck her. Like, you ain't never just took her with the salty dick. You not stimulating everything that she has to offer. And so that's gonna make a Leroy more attractive. Now, once she done sucked a salty dick a couple times, got fucked on the table after work a few times, now it's like, okay, I got that. Damn, I fucked up my family.
How? Most times when you sleeping with Leroy, you ain't gonna fuck up with your family because a woman hasn't agreed. She usually in agreement 9 times out of 10. A man gonna get caught first. Leroy is not gonna go tell her husband that they just fucked. You ain't gonna find out I'm cheating till I want you to find out.
See, now fellas, I'm so glad that she just said that. And that's what I was leading to in this whole conversation. And this is why you should not get married.
You shouldn't be cheating because most times when a woman cheat, it's
now
because
she gonna try and clean it up.
No, I ain't cleaning nothing up. We can get down to the basics.
You already said
our
Leroy
brain
was
operates
around.
different. I'm not gonna ruin nothing until I want it ruined. You think I would let this nigga fuck my family up? I got the power between my legs to do whatever I want to do. He's not gonna tell shit. He gonna act like the Uber driver. He gonna act like the DoorDash man. He gonna do whatever I tell him to do until I don't want you around no more. Then that's when I'm gonna leave my phone around unlocked and you gonna be able to go. I already set the trap for you to find out I was cheating. You think I'm hurt? I've been packed my bags. I've been moved out 2 weeks ago. You didn't even notice because your stupid ass out cheating. I've been moving out for 2 weeks, dummy.
Do you see?
Changed my address too.
Do you see?
And got a whole bank account.
Do you see Juan-o disagreeing? I'm just telling you niggas to be prepared because she already got a plan.
You started it though. We only do that shit when you started with us.
She picked to be with you as her sucker ass boyfriend for these reasons. Because she knew you was going to fail this test. And she knew what you was bringing was not powerful enough to keep her around after you failed these tests.
He's making that part up.
You gonna pay, you gotta pay for these kids though, nigga.
Who said I wanted kids by your ass? I already had 3 abortions you didn't know about.
We didn't have no kids.
2 of them didn't even know it was yours. Since you want to try me.
Huh?
That's what I'm saying. Most women, you think she didn't trap you. You think she did all this thing. She ain't trapped you trying to get away.
You did real from the general standpoint.
Because y'all think y'all be so superior. Y'all think y'all got it all control.
Ain't no superior.
Yes, no.
Ain't no superior.
You're not that smart.
Of course niggas ain't that smart. I'm telling you how to have sense. You gonna end up in these situations, nigga. So you better watch out.
No, stay dangerous. Don't cheat on your woman because she's smarter than you.
Don't have a woman.
As soon as you come in there and switch your towel up, she been washing your clothes for 3 years. Now you want to come in here with a different towel, nigga. She know what towel she gave you yesterday. Don't have a woman. Quit trying to play her.
That's what I'm saying. A woman.
Then go off la-da-da.
Do like me and make all your towels say Juan-o. It's either a cheap towel or a Juan-o towel.
No.
There's no in between.
Whether you switch it up or not, you better wash it because she know what type of detergent she used. She know what your towels smell like. What are you talking about?
Hey, I'm telling niggas.
And I'm telling niggas too. That you still ain't, you think you slick, but I'm going to be even more slicker.
Right. So don't get involved, nigga, because she going to out-slick you and be kissing you with dick breath.
Definitely not.
Yes, she will. Not. She's going to be.
Me personally, I'm not. Once it come down to that, I'm already gone. If I got to suck somebody else's dick, why I got to come back to you? He already done set me up to not have to even fuck with you no more. You ain't noticed 2 weeks ago that I wasn't fucking you?
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing.
You ain't noticed that my period came twice and you ain't touched me? And I started one argument.
And this is where I switch over into being Leroy. You know?
You be a Leroy and somebody stealing your sperm don't add up still, Juan-o.
It do. Long as I ain't that nigga at home jacking off wondering where his bitch at. Long as I ain't him, I'm good.
As long as Leroy ain't driving me crazy while he buy his baby mama a house and paying everybody else's bills, we even.
I mean, you know, you might have a Leroy that's gonna do the same, or said he was, that got you interested.
said he was, and doing is two different things.
Right, and that's why you shouldn't have been listening to him. You should have stuck it out with the nigga that you was already invested
the Leroy
in.
that if I left my nigga for Leroy is better than my man. Maybe. Even if he Leroy, he might have two other houses, so but he still be able to make sure my house is good. So
was Leroy better than your man?
Yes, that's why I was cheating.
Right.
Cause my man already neglected me. Leroy slid in. Leroy saw me at work every day by myself, waiting for this nigga to show up 2 hours late.
Damn.
Leroy right there, like, when you want to get in, I done turn Leroy down every day while I'm sitting out there waiting for my nigga.
And then how Leroy do once you accepted him? Did he rise to the occasion or did he fall short?
No, Leroy's still around. Leroy down for the cause.
I'll just be wondering how these stories work out. Fellas, you better pick which one
now,
you
Leroy might have had a baby or two on me. But shit, that's what it come. That's the type of territory come with because I know.
Did you have babies on Leroy?
Yeah, because Leroy already let me know that I'm never gonna be that girl. But I already
did
love
he
Leroy.
Ask you? Did he at least ask you? Did you want that?
If he asked.
No. Did Leroy?
Asked, but Leroy? I already knew that it would be not.
No.
It would.
Did Leroy? Did he at least
let's not evade the fact that I got the power, right? So yes, Leroy asked. I could have gave Leroy probably 5 kids, but I knew that would make me and Leroy never be friends. It would.
So Leroy was coming at you.
Yeah, that's why he Leroy.
And he asked.
Yes.
Right.
And I'd never.
So he at least
stole his sperm though.
Right. So he at least considered, is this something you want? And he cared enough to ask.
I don't know if it was care. It was the fact of shit.
Okay, fellas.
I don't think
so. We gonna end this video.
It was not care. Let's be that. He was pussy with. And he like, shit, I got enough money to take care of her, and if it happened, it happened. I'm okay with it because I ain't gonna put no rubber on. And if she asks me, I might slap her because why the fuck she want to ask me about a rubber after all this time? So I'm just gonna roll.
Would you have been okay with Leroy slapping you?
Leroy did choke me up before. Everybody down with me and Leroy.
And you still love Leroy?
Leroy said the flowers. Leroy is the nigga. You know, like you can't hate him. You do hate him, but you hate his guts.
Okay, so like
Leroy. Leroy, I bet not catch Leroy with no other bitch.
So domestic violence happened.
I don't care if I do got another thing. I better not see Leroy feed nobody else.
I'm about to go put my puffy shirt back on. No, let me quit.
This is Ike and Tina. You can't bring Puffy ain't got shit on Leroy.
Yeah, Puffy was wrong. That was not a Leroy.
Leroy would have never.
Leroy would have never. She would have never made it out the room.
No,
bitch, you been in the shower.
Leroy so slick. He know how to just probably like he'll walk out and he gonna make you throw some shit at him. Yeah. He gonna make you be the monster.
Yeah.
And he still gonna leave, and then that's gonna really break your heart.
Leroy would have played that a lot cooler.
Leroy is really a mentally manipulative person. He ain't physically gonna hurt you.
Nah, we ain't about to just give Leroy all the credit in the world now. But Leroy would have.
Who he is?
Leroy would have played that shit cooler.
Definitely. Let's be clear.
Are you Leroy, fellas? We out.